Let me guess. At some point, you thought about offering unlimited PTO. Maybe you saw a startup doing it, you're tired of tracking accruals, or you wanted to be the cool employer that offered unlimited PTO. And then you either tried it and regretted it, or you got close and something stopped you. That's not necessarily a bad thing because unlimited PTO sounds good in theory, but in practice, it can fall apart, especially for small businesses. If this is your first time here, I'm Jasmine, and I run HR Compliance Partners. This is Work Rules Rewritten, a series where we take workplace policies that are old and outdated and transform them for how people actually work. And today, we're talking about why unlimited PTO sounds good, but can put you in an unexpected bind and what to do instead. First, let's be honest about why unlimited PTO sounds so good. This could mean no more accrual tracking, no more you don't have enough hours conversations with your team, and no more paying out unused PTO when someone leaves. On paper, it's a great modern perk in an already competitive market. And for some companies, think like your tech companies or your large manufacturing firms with strong systems and clear cultures, it can work. But for most small businesses, it creates more problems than it solves. So let's talk about why. First, nobody takes time off. It sounds backwards, but just walk with me for a second. When there's no clear amount of PTO, people don't know what's acceptable. Is 2 weeks okay? Is 3 weeks okay? Should I stretch it to maybe take 4 weeks of time off? So they look around and see that nobody else is taking much time. So they take less than they would have under a regular PTO policy. They don't want to be that person, even though they've earned the right to take as much time as the policy allows. I've seen people with unlimited PTO take only 1 week the entire year because they were afraid of looking bad. And that's just not great for your culture. Problem number two, it creates unfair dynamics because the policy is unlimited. How do you tell someone they're taking too much time without admitting the policy was never really unlimited and you filtered your people through what you would do under these circumstances and all of those expectations without any clear guidelines? Problem number three, you lose financial cushion. When people accrue PTO, you're carrying a liability on your books. And sure, that's money you might owe someday, but it's also predictable. With unlimited PTO, you eliminate that liability, which sounds great until you realize now there's no cap on how much time people can take all year. And for a small business operating on them margins, that's the risk you might not be able to absorb. One thing that bothers me most about unlimited PTO, it sounds like it's about trust, but if you're a small business and you actually trusted your people, you wouldn't need an unlimited PTO policy. You just give them a generous, clear amount of time off and let them use it. Unlimited PTO isn't about trust, it's about optics, and employees can actually feel the difference. So, what should you do instead? Give your people a clear, generous amount of PTO and actually encourage them to use it. Here's what that looks like and how it actually shows up. You want to start with a baseline that's better than average. So if your industry standard is 2 weeks of PTO, offer three. If it's three, offer four. You don't have to be the most generous. You just have to be slightly above average. Then you want to fold in flexibility and encourage communication. That can sound like you don't need permission. Just let your team know at least X amount of days in advance that you're going to be taking some time off. Or if you need more time for something major, talk to us and we'll figure it out. This also helps to mitigate risk for things you may be required to offer, like FMLA or ADA leave. You can also tier it if that makes sense for your business as well. And so, for example, employees who are 0 to 2 years, you get 15 days, 3 to 5, 20, 6+ years, you get 25. This really rewards tenure and gives people something to look forward to, but still feels generous. You as a business owner then have to actually model healthy PTO practices. And that means you should approve requests without guilt tripping when people take time off. You also want to try to refrain from praising the person who never uses PTO. because a generous policy that people are afraid to use isn't actually generous. And one more thing, consider a mandatory minimum. Some companies now require people to take at least 2 weeks per year because this prevents burnout, it forces documentation, cross training, and signals that time off isn't optional. It's part of how you work sustainably. And trust me, I understand as a small business owner myself, this mindset shift can take time to absorb. Modern thinking says clear, generous PTO shows we've thought about what people actually need. One is a buzzword that makes you feel progressive, and the other is a policy that makes your people feel supported. And again, recognizing that is what builds the kind of workplaces people don't want to leave. If you've been wondering whether unlimited PTO is right for your business, consider what you've heard today and really be honest with yourself. It may not be a policy to explore right now, but a generous, flexible, well-communicated PTO policy, that I'm sure you can do. Remember, it's your business and you can rewrite the rules. I'm Jasmine. This is Work Rules Rewritten, and I'll see you in the next one.